your plans and how are you celebrating the Valentine's Day with your family, friends, and your love? Asakaa Solutions, in collaboration with Sammy Flex TV, has done it again. It is the Vows Day special in Dubai with Sammy Flex. Coming this 9 to 16th of February 2023. Miniaba, with a lot of experience on the desert safari, Dubai Front, Atlantic's Water Park, Dubai City Tour, party in the club, and after the Kumikran, the yacht party. Now for your yes, also the romantic dinner party. No, so so package when you know, yeah, 13,000 Ghana cedis. So person new will be each dime back one. Now so one person would die at 14,500 Ghana cedi. Pick your phone, call us and book us now on 0243 514 732 or +971 559 494 061. Habibi, have fun with love.
Me did the young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Intienne. Also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka come a bush for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Emre tudo nani etena ka mu kwanten akotonyo mabegu ye shop mu se ubenya ni nyina ofako enno so ya asem foforo owo so to mfa akosika swane ne mpatamu anase achimota la pass ekosi nsawam. Jimmy Dale is your one-stop shop distribution for wholesale and retailers. Safa drinks, insure, enyane, anasa ade bia wo pebia. So ukoton kwa dia enye bebia wo se wutu mu a Jimmy Dale. You can locate Jimmy Dale Ventures at Giga Junction inside Soto or call us now on 0208-920-996. Jimmy Dale Ventures, the official sponsor for Sammy Flex TV.
We are still praying for Ghana Black Stars, whether left or right. And I know one day when the story is being told, the whole world will know that yes, here on Sammy Flex TV, we knew our calculations and we were just waiting for it to be right. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are going to stay mute on today's match for a reason for tomorrow. A reason for tomorrow because we want to gather all the statistics for today, and after we will do the real breakdowns for you on Friday, which is going to be a live show because I know you guys enjoy the live shows. So we're going to do the live shows and we will do the reviews, do the calculation for our group against the points gathered so far. And I know that is what we are preparing for you. My name is Sammy Flex. Welcome to today's edition of Showbiz Daily, and Showbiz Daily is live on Sammy Flex TV. We come your way every weekday, 7 p.m. live on your set, and we want you to be a part of the show. Tell the world that this is where Ghana sits to discuss show business and more. I can't do this alone. Reason I've gathered three of my important people. Roland Amate is already in your shot. Derek Money, Powder Nation boss, the connection man, is also here, and in Tim Dodu Solomon, aka Chemo, is also here as well. Now that I have this team, I know that all is set for us to do our conversation. In fact, today, if you check our blogs, one of the stories that is trending is Sarkodie and Nasty C. We will be talking about that. And again, we will also be talking about actor. Please give me the old actor's name once again. Amugi, yes. Actor Fred. I think that story, I was not in London. I was in London when the whole story started. So you guys will be giving me the rundown and you go to how far the story has gone now. Because as it stands now, the man was crying for brand ambassadorial position and finally he has been given that position. We'll be talking about that as well. So these and many more are the issues we have to discuss today here on Showbiz Daily, Sammy Flex TV Live. And I want to say thanks to Digital Rasta Currency. He is handling camera. Richie Flex is the editor director of the show. Emmanuel Foy Lapiji is the producer. And Gideon Neelam Tessin is our creative director. Do you have your JC? Or maybe you don't have one. If you have one, reserve it. For reasons best known to you. Roland Amate is sporting one already. That was when he was playing under 17. He was looking like when he was playing under 17. He couldn't pay to play. He couldn't pay to play. He couldn't pay to play. And that was his main problem. He couldn't pay to play. And I think you are right. He couldn't pay to play. Now, there is one thing I want us to look at quickly. And I want Chemo to start this for me. I hear a gentleman was featured on Sarkodie's album. What's the name again? Benson. Okay. And according to Benson, he thinks that when it comes to online streaming numbers, some people are manipulating the numbers, making others who are really relying on their natural strength and natural numbers feel like they are doing nothing. And Chemo, I'm asking how long are we going to advance this conversation? Because yakasa. How long are we going to advance this conversation? Richie, give me the tweet. Let me read the tweet and now he says, there are streaming farms in Nigeria now. Streaming farms. In Nigeria now. A room where your label bosses pay money to get your songs up by automation. No real fans. No real people. Just a facade. You all make the people who really work for this bleed. And your day is coming. And he added what? Enukuri. Enukuri.
I think maybe somebody's name.
Well, we'll find out what Enukuri means.
Yes,
But this particular picture confuses me a little bit. Even if I want to pay less attention to the picture, I am paying more attention to the text that was shared by Sheikh. And Sheikh says, real emails are used to enable this system of streaming farms. So yeah, the argument of legit is in line. So far as it is not robots, but humans manning these devices. The only problem is that these accounts are not owned by individuals, but some syndicated groups who are few in number. There is always a backdoor in anything digital or the computer world. Okay, so the enikuri means a fool.
Yeah.
Is that what? Yoruba or what?
Yoruba.
It's Yoruba.
Yoruba, yeah.
Enikuri means a fool. So who was Benson insulting a fool? Who was he referring to as a fool? I don't know who was the fool. We are still trying to find out. Chamo, how are we going to advance this combo? I say you doing combo yache.
Yeah, doing combo yache, and it's headache for all the social media managers, the people who own the platform. They have really huge challenge fighting some of these things. But one thing that we have seen that those who are doing that don't really get any benefit from it, apart from deceiving. It's like when you come to real life, it's like somebody who is posing to be somebody that he is not. Like you try to more like fake it till you make it, but sometimes you fake it and you won't make it. you
yeah, that's some people like that.
Yes. And then some few people will fake it and make it at some point in their life. Yes, the same way that is happening on social media and then the streaming platforms. Yes, it's it's there, and some way it's fair. Like somebody using a lot of phones to do it, that one is fair game. I mean, the person, he has the number of phones, and each phone is being used for such purpose. I mean, that one, that's how it's supposed to be. But if you are using one and you automate it to get more numbers, that is different ball game. But the guy's argument that I agree with, in that sense, you don't have the real fans. It's your devices that you are using to do that. So when it comes to the real numbers, that people that you can say, I have 1 million followers, I want to gather them, I'm calling them to come around, will they come? Because you have about 5,000 of them being your own. Like you are the one manipulating 5,000 of those 1 million fans. So obviously when you
have generated
them, so when you want to call them, 5,000 is automatically out because you are manipulating that 5,000 number. So yeah, it's true. But at some point it's a fair game because you are using different devices. But if you are just automating them, like you can come out with a code that can do that job for you. You can. There are a lot of means that they are using to do it. And so the challenge for the platform owners is that how best can we identify the what they call spams and other things, fake views and all that. YouTube, they have been able to, I mean, do it to some extent. Yes, that's why they came out with the watch hours, the engagement. But yet, somebody can still get the engagement because the person will just place the phone there or the device there and then put it on. Then it will run out for some time. Just that it will be expensive if you want to do that. So yes, you can still beat the system, but they want to make it expensive for you. So a lot of people can't do that. So for YouTube, for instance, they have been able to, I mean, cut it to about 80%. They can't do 100%, but about 80% they have been able to do it. And those that will beat them later, they will find out and just take the number out. So you can still have the number, but later it will go off. Yes, I think those who don't have it should not be angry or should not envy them, because at the end of the day, they will not get the results that they are looking for. Apart from, okay, maybe when somebody sees the number, they will get deals and all those things, yes. But if those people giving the deals are talking to the right people, they won't get it. Because for those people, you can easily find out. When you just want to go deep and research about the account, how it is working, the fund, is it real or not, you can easily find out. So you can use it to beat those who don't really know how this thing works. Okay. Yes, so you can use it to beat few people. But a lot of people will know that, no, this is fake, this is not fake and all that. So it's happening. But me, I will tell those who are not doing it not to worry. Like the way, you see the guy, it looks like he's worried. Because
no, he's worried. Because of his last sentence where he said that it's making those who are really working hard not seen as serious. Yeah. Yes.
And what I would say that they should forget about it, because those who have been successful online are those who are doing the real thing. It's a matter of time. You can come out, you can do the fake thing, and then you come out like from nowhere. Everybody will know that, hey, now you are in. But within a short time, you will go down, because the managers of the platform will see it and they will start removing those things, the fake ones, and before you know, you will go. Nobody will see you again. Okay. So they shouldn't worry.
I see you all make the people who really work for this bleed, and your day is coming. Enukure. And I hear that means Efu.
In Yoruba.
Efu. Yeah. Okay. Bro, let's continue from there. What do you also see?
It's very interesting. In fact, I am not surprised. You see, it is one of the reasons why currently we have even huge record labels now not even interested in even grooming talent anymore. Most of them, it is just a few ones that would spend the pain or have the pain in grooming you from you being a raw talent into you becoming a brand. Now most people are just about, okay, what can you give me? I have the platforms to
ready?
Yes, are you ready for you to go? Get me your product. I have the platforms to market, to push it, to advertise it, and whenever we get a good results and money comes, we split it according to whoever how much we all invested in it. Then everybody goes their way. Okay. If tomorrow you are down, I find the next person, bring it up, use my mechanisms to push, and that has been the norm of the day. And it's in other sense, it is sad. That is why he would he would say that somebody for it is not fair for those people, or they are making those people who are really working as hard as
not
that.
Get that recognition.
That recognition. Benson is not new in the system. He knows this. I think he was formerly Buju.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Buju. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Buju,
he was then the Buju guy.
Yeah, the Buju guy, and now he rebranded into Benson. So he knows, he's been there. So he knows the terrain. He's dealt with the old system and now into the new system, and he's seen how some of these things are affecting them. It is to me, I think that, like Chemo said, it is just a matter of time. You know, sometimes your brand sustainability depends on physical reactions and genuine reaction towards your brand, whether good or bad. Yes, you can have somebody get
but there is a time that will be important.
Exactly.
And not all the time.
And not all the time, yes.
What is really important is the first thing. We go onto your platforms and we are seeing good numbers.
Exactly.
But that is the first impression.
And one of the things that I think would has made some of these things becoming a norm is the fact that now we've shifted our attention to social media, like on the internet, whereby we all seek clarification, endorsement, and everything from social media. Now, even when somebody tells you something again directly, you would want to even go on internet to go and cross-check whether whatever the person said is true or not. Which first, it wasn't so. So now, people would want to say that, okay, if I want to know who is #1 artist or whose music is currently on top, even if I am a DJ and I want to know, okay, in this space, who has the biggest streams, who is the biggest artist that when I come to Ghana, assuming I'm a guest DJ, I've been built to play in a club. Now I want to play songs that the people can relate to, and in doing so, I would have to go to these streaming platforms to check which songs has the most reactions, the most streams, the most numbers, in order for it to influence my playlist, so that I don't
the locality that you're going
exactly.
to
And these things are sought out for. So the moment the DJ goes online, goes to Boomplay, this person is #1, this person is #1 here, that person is #1 here. Automatically they enter into their playlist. And yes, you can say, oh, it is not fair because the person automated his numbers in order to get there. But Charlie, it is also another business strategy for him. And he's been able to do that. But just that, to sustain it is what is not guaranteed. That is why we hear instances of people complaining that yes, they had about 2 million views and within a week now it has reduced. People have watched and unwatched.
They have watched the robots are going out.
People have watched and unwatched. So that's it. So me, I agree with him. I share his pain. I share his sentiment, but hey,
because he just released one song.
Yes, but hey, all I can say is life in its entirety sometimes is not fair. There are so many instances whereby even in our daily activities we come across instances whereby we know there are some things that we don't even deserve, yet it comes our way and we don't reject it.
Regardless.
We take it, and that's why even corruption, if you are not benefiting, it is corruption. If you benefit directly, it is connection. It is connection. So
and who you know.
So it is part of it. So but we should all strive to do the right thing and get that genuine connect from the system. That is what I believe will sustain whatever we are trying to preach or whatever we are trying to sell.
Okay, alright.
Where's I mean?
In here. Numbers.
Say
so we see here numbers, baby.
We hear numbers,
but
now they are cashing out.
Alright, money here numbers.
That's I mean, you go so.
I know, right?
That's I mean, I think say Benson is trying to talk about the numbers game we are playing the system, which is taking over the system. Because now it seems as oh yeah, artists now releasing your more so your numbers on Boomplay, Spotify, Apple Music, Audiomack, name them.
But what is even making it worse is the fact that now the distributors have also found ways of making you proud and show to the world that
you have the numbers. Yes.
So they have the 100,000 clock, the 200,000 clock, the 1
giving
million
plaques as well.
1 million clocks.
Not just only numbers, you know. Meanwhile, there are some people doing music. I would say this is a music of origin. Music out here, it shows the identity of a person, maybe a FIBA. You heard numbers given, now you heard your friend is saying, Heavy Messing Junior, your friend is saying, Grammy CEO, no. Or by now, I'm to question man on how to get Grammy nomination and then winning Grammy, or say, not Mommy starting here, or say, not the sales, not the streams, not how many fans, not how many followers, but purely on the opinion of the academy. Into Mamuati says, and yes, how streams now we streaming that numbers game
1 million.
And yes, our numbers game na mu play ni play oh. So in an industry, if you set a target, say this is what you want to achieve, I will say it's new how why a numbers game they be playing.
Okay.
Because if Grammy say it's not about the numbers game, I no play but by the opinion of the academy, any originality, identity of your song now, we have so many works to do. Now, no, the entertainment sector, no, generally, I say, as a only numbers you are not part of the game.
I know there's sanity.
Meanwhile, we have talent, we have people who are doing the work. Sanity. Only numbers are not part of the game.
Yes. Yes. Whilst we were in London, Koscielny wrote something on his Facebook where he said that now people who are having numbers on social media are taking all the contracts. But unfortunately, the job itself, they are not able to do it.
Yes.
So if you also have what it takes, what are you waiting for? Go and get the numbers. Go and get the numbers. If you can do the job, get the numbers. It will be easy.
That's I mean, yeah, building on the numbers game now. I'm saying Buju has been in the system for so long, and I think he signed on to YBN Olamide record label. Yes, and with such a record label, and this time record labels no so say we've come to accept the numbers game, into release your bonus on your they pitch you to the top. Now Abema record label no anything. And I think about moving forward, no say my numbers game ni edi ani bebre be high. Because a bit
I didn't a better high.
Brass I mean a bit me high. We'll get talent. Our munya numbers no, but they will be yearning for the numbers. And back on top numbers. And on a brass, I'm obetimian who be a 90 something K. Opposed to no 7 lives. The 90 something K, 7 lives, where are they?
Or no one like him, no.
Or not like him. Where are they?
Chemo, don't be violent. Don't be violent.
Where are they? It's a numbers game. To be honest with you, some numbers they everybody needs numbers. But send me focus your attention centered onto the numbers game. No, and no na Benson Ekano. Your system no, we will follow the numbers, leaving your talent and the creativity behind. Because he's very talented, and numbers no per obenya. Was signing on to a record label like BNL said, YBNL no. It's a huge platform for him.
Okay.
And there are so many artists on the bill, so almost come and be. And they almost the numbers game also. And you know, it's becoming a norm in our system. Okay. This is my numbers. Now we're inflating the numbers, no, just to go high.
Yeah.
But before I be this is not something I will say, can you bought this was but we're inflating numbers to the extent it has become the talk of town. At the end of the day, no, you said that a friend is saying the new songs of origin. And tell me read a friend say, see, Grammy I will see you win. See a cost your numbers game now. Grammy you know that.
Because we are still looking for.
We are still looking for the originality, the identity, and you play numbers game. We want numbers, no. We want numbers, no. We want numbers, no.
I'm sure they don't want to miss the time for all the awards. So they want to, as early as they release their songs, they should have good representation on all the platforms.
All the platforms.
So they can also be recognized here. And
exactly.
there.
That is the job we have to do.
Exactly.
You have to get the lanes, the plugs, that will pitch you there. But numbers game, they blast them to when honest with you. Numbers game, they cost. And say ya nyanyom pa, ni ya nyanyom there carry content. Ya be ya numbers game na re. Nipa bebre release albums, EPs. Omode numbers game na able. But to be honest, you ought say ultimate nyom na nko. But numbers no na wote. And nyom na say ya nyanyom and num system no inflow to ye. But what say numbers no and the numbers no and the numbers no. This is one thing I see. Of course, we play numbers.
Do you have example to show? Obia. Yeah, I'm for any numbers, but I'm feeling you know about him. Meanwhile, sorry, I say, hey, numbers. Do you have any example you want to tell?
Of course, my body there. So
No. Even in recent times, I'm feeling same for Sarkodie, especially.
Oh, even when the Shay, you know, when the Shay released her project, in 2 days, like there were statistics that came topping number 6, topping number 2, topping number, but I was like, okay.
I think it was.
But for different markets.
Yes. So I was like, okay. Then her traction or her dynamics, the dynamics in whatever wherever she is distributing has really changed. Then I don't know where her focus is. So I was actually after that I decided, okay, then let me give myself about a week or two and see how they can also perhaps present different numbers that will match our system. So let's say when the Shay is in top 10 in, let's say, Apple Music USA, top 100 Tanzania here and there. But what about the base market?
Okay.
How is the base market like? That's one thing I was also looking out for. Yes, and I didn't get. So I was like, okay, is this really what they are saying? And like Chemo said, what calmed my mind down was the fact that, okay, it is in a different market. Maybe it is not on rotation that much in this market. That is why they are pushing it so hard. So let's wait until they come and give us the numbers. Then we will compare it to the kind of rotation that we've all observed in the system to see whether it tallies. Else, it will be the same story.
Okay, Derek, yes, wrap it up.
Another example is here, Amrado, Gina. Gina was everywhere playing the numbers game, but as it stands now, you said the weight in our Gina album. But I mean, I think.
Have you listened to the full album?
I've listened to I think about 5 of the songs.
No, listen to the full album before you can.
But I mean, you don't know, I think and said that shooting any I can say a shoot to know because the noise was very huge and we are not seeing how.
But you still listen.
Oh, I will, and then Mesoki.
Try and still listen.
Try
and still listen. Yes, so I think I am just thinking about the Benson guy who spoke, and I feel that sometimes if you don't have money, all these things are likely to go against you.
Yeah,
when he said record labels, your bosses are in the streaming farm. What do the bosses go there with?
Yeah, well, cash,
money,
and you see,
and a lot of gadgets. It's not like
so if you are an artist
cheap.
and at the moment
It's not cheap.
you don't have any record label behind you which is
farm.
financially strong, Charlie, you are going to miss out.
Yeah.
You are going to miss
sometimes
out.
it also takes a toll on the artist finances as well. Because at the end of the day, if they are giving you a breakdown as to how they even promoted this project of yours, all these things will be deducted in whatever revenue that comes.
Yes.
That is why
you
you hear them complaining. Charlie, so this song, I got the hit. I got about 20 million streams. Yet they just presented me about 10% or 5%. Which is not, they are confirmed. They are fertilizer and all that.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. In Team Dodo Solomon, Derek Money, and Roland Amate. Now, the Fred Amugi story. Why a bit my break down now to where we've got into? Because like I said, I was in London when I saw all these stories trending. I saw you guys discuss it. And I was asking, daily basis, saying the starting.
Yeah, okay. The story came out as someone interviewed Fred Amugi, and during the interview, he said that one of his wishes before he dies is to be a brand ambassador for a company. He wants to see himself on a huge or giant billboard or something like that. And then later we heard that a company now wants to make his wish come true.
Okay, so this is how the story started. It says, put me on a billboard. I want to be a brand ambassador before I die. Fred Amugi to brands. And the story that, okay, so there is a video too. Okay, then if you guys want us to watch the video, let's go watch the video. So we come back and do the discussion proper. Let's go watch it. I'll be back.
Well, one wish I would want to have for my 74th birthday is to see myself on billboards as a brand ambassador. I wouldn't want to die before before I'm mounted on billboards, when I wouldn't see what corporate Ghana did for me. So corporate Ghana, here I am. I'm prepared to be a brand ambassador for your product. Use me whilst I'm alive, not when I'm dead and gone. I'm alive, not when I'm dead and gone. Thank you.
All right, so this is the genesis of the whole thing we are talking about. When man was about to celebrate his 74th birthday, put out a request that I want to be celebrated before I die. And of course, that is everybody's wish. Who wants to die before he's being celebrated? Then he said he would want to be on billboards. And finally, I hear a video has sprung online where a company has recognized what he has done in his life as an actor. And again, they have also given him his wish of becoming an ambassador for a watch company called Caveman Watches. So that is the video you see here. I don't know, maybe we would want to listen to what is on tape. Then we come back to do the rest of the discussion. Let's go for that as well.
One, two, three.
So finally, his wishes came to pass. He's on a billboard. I'm sure now he's ready to die. Because whatever he was waiting forward to see before he dies, he's seen it. So I'm sure by now, like, he'll just go and lie down and say, God, take my soul. And he's gone. Okay, so Derek Money, you guys will give the company big ups.
Brasami, I think say Fred Amugi, why are there?
Oh, of course.
One can sell 3 more ye bonny. And who senior system no echo. So many ne type no other charity cases at Ghanaians so. And to say a bebana a betoned dear, and a man in Casa, na ye who senior a bay. And I think say you took the right decision. Casa na yinti or Casa and UCT. So one way or the other now say Caveman Watches my idea pa because say ubi be Casa na wetie a person like Fred Amugi, veteran actor say. Na rasa me ma yenhwe ma enko saa keke my basic concern say or use you as a brand ambassador. I was say the contract na woman no I was say utimi pone ho na yehu niema kakra ewom na
well, I think initially I saw them signing a deal like that.
Into deal na ya
signing. There was a photo like
I saw them sign a deal.
Yeah, because
photo that came online.
Yeah, international feel later no. Onu aba begina ka say watch na me sign give my watch deal na me sign kwa mo ma miske bia and no ma me hwe me om de me ye billboard keke. Meanwhile no billboard no de ye no. As a brand ambassador no assign no. They need to be something beneficial. Nti si ya hwe ho na ochina bi ekofa semba eno nso be ma ya kasa bebre. Meanwhile no so no this is the right time I can see you. Na e position e ma yi. And non thing that I think say you been so many corporate bodies, stakeholders. I'll make me so your veteran artists no and I say actors na sia kebe boy. Because you have so many of them in the system. When no wait me akasa. Obi se baby or bre but untimi kasa because or that mentality, that perception is say onya akoka everyone say ana na ya sumasi no na de na say hochero. Omo and you know, I'll urge the stakeholders and their friends and corporate private bodies. It's about time why you your veteran actors, actresses, celebrities. No, they've done a lot for the country.
In fact, I would even want to put it like anybody at all who has done something worth celebration in Ghana. Doctors,
lawyers,
physicians, like in all fields.
Their choice.
The man who was the director for Kolebu, Kwabna Frimpong, something. Kwabna. He was the heart. I heard he was the best.
The heart surgeon.
Frimpong. Like, yes. See, all these people should be celebrated
in a way.
It shouldn't be about just celebrating
at all.
We should find a way of celebrating all these people in Ghana.
Because, I mean,
sportsmen.
Like,
one sport that when I hear that Ghana has representatives, I ask myself, oh no, athletics. You say Ghana vote to be
Paralympians.
Somebody you are. Athletics he found no more.
Unfortunately, there's one story. Unfortunately, Nanka was some man training facility be Ghana how when you be our career training with a Brion Macarbon.
Most of them they don't even live here. That's what I'm saying. That so when we are able to spot these people,
you don't have the facilities.
No, me who say it be to me Ghana was our platform. Not saying to me
well, I've been doing a scholarship school.
And I'm going to see a Ghana for.
And I'm more rapping But I've been doing a strategy. So, because of the other side, I only been to. In the Ghana, no better rapping. Because that person don't have position at the other.
That's crappy happen, that cousin.
But I mean, and you know, I think say Uncle Fred, why are there? And this is the time I so speaking up. When speaking up, in Temuna say echo, na echo tiana ebe hadwin. And I think say Caveman watches him so no. You need to applaud him because the way I almost say na no, they paid attention
upon it.
Yes, I think say sana say nya corporate bodies, businesses, that idea, no, that mentality, that ear. No money na mumwa. Was at the end of the day, over Caveman watches you. I heard the Amugi on screen.
Of course.
What I say, I heard now on screen. In 2 years, bisa mami do condom. Let's use them. This is the time. My mama na charity cases in 2 years. So na fe be complaining. Na ye donation go fund me. No. Some corporate bodies need some. We've all enjoyed them. We've enjoyed their acting. We've enjoyed their act, their services. It's about time one almost some rabot. The day Ghana benefit.
Wow, thank you. Before Chemo and Rolando come through, I want to make this point. It might not sound positive to some people though, but I also want to say that sometimes when issues like this come up, if you are not careful, beyond the praises, we will also lose sight of the fact that someone also wants to take advantage of someone. So, when Caveman watches heard that Uncle Amugi was looking for this position, were they planning to look for someone as an ambassador? were they planning to get someone, put him on their billboards, or it was just because they want to do it for him with no benefit to them? Because where I sit, I know that if a watch company like Caveman, beyond what Kobiche is doing for them online, if they want to get an ambassador, this is big money they were going to pay.
Asakaa is their brand ambassador, one of them. Exactly.
So, like, they want more because they've added him. If they want to really go look for someone, it is big money they were going to pay. And as a smart businessman, who opportunity here? Fast. Knowing, it was also in the showbiz space. People will surely be interested in this case. Let me take it out, and I see them benefiting mutually. And you know what Uncle Fred Amugi has even got, you know. If it came without money, me, a baby,
pa. You know, because the country, they pay people so.
Mom, what you watching more?
Mom, what you watching more? No. No.
And no, what
it entailed in the contract, we need to know.
Oh, Mr. Sabwa, he's a maker everywhere. Mr. So yes, they have done well. But I'm also sitting here asking myself, I hope no one is trying to hide under helping you to take advantage of
that helping you syndrome.
No? Media, that's what I want to put out. But congrats to him and them. But what you see.
Yeah, baby, I'm a for what can be a mommy.
Okay.
Yeah, intimate to us from. I remember first time I buy, and even at the time I ain't signing, I said it said. Yes, it's okay for him to wish for something like that, but he should be more business-minded and also come out with a proposal that will be attractive to the corporate bodies for them to also take it. I wish for this. Corporate organizations, they are not charity organizations. They want to know that they can benefit from associating with you. So if they can't get it, it will be difficult for them to do something like that. And you know, time I'm at you know, I was like, oh, okay, this is nice, but I wasn't so sure. Especially, there's no details as to the kind of money that they are paying him, the benefit in it, or how they are going to do it and all that. The young one say, "Oh, mama, I take billboard, man. Wabo watching it. You're trying to photo, India, no one.
What is in it?
Yeah, what is
because I'm sure they could have even made this campaign louder by saying, "Oh, now we have made him an ambassador to a tune of 50,000 annually."
Yes.
Then you say, "Oh, okay, yeah." But watch there.
Watching a billboard and I can now a billboard no can't why a billboard. It's some way, but well, let's say there's real benefit by just that for Ghana in general, people don't really put out their contract details and all that. So for now,
yes, people don't put out their contract, but this one I see it as a publicity opportunity rather for the
company, yeah,
than even for the Amugi.
Yes, obviously.
Like I see it as a PR move for the company that they should have capitalized on than for the Amugi even himself.
Yeah, yes, I agree on that. And the thing is, now that we have seen the billboards taking pictures and all that. What next? How is it going to work? Are they going to use him in a real video advert, or the billboard is okay? And is he going to benefit beyond the billboard and the watches that they will give him? That details is not out, and that's where the issue is now. But it's a good move for anybody to use somebody like Fred Amugi. I mean, he has done enough to, get something like this, but how they are going to benefit any mysteries is here and yes, into a man fair no money there. I say Bako take advantage of Bako, and that's not cool. I mean, or we say for that thing. And then I mean, me can't say Fred Amugi ni team mom, and I say on pay team. No money proposals for companies, for business entities. And I say, this is what you get if you associate with me. If I become your brand ambassador, I can help you get this. I can put spotlight on you, and I have what it takes. now corporate entity in say, yeah, I think you can help us do this. We will pay you this much, and then we are good to go as money will say. But just after wishing for that, someone just came out and it's so difficult to sell watches in this modern time, especially if it is not a digital watch.
Yes.
It's so difficult.
Yes.
So
very, very
difficult.
Very difficult.
Because now it's just about using it for
I think
for
most of the watches are leather watches, right?
Yeah.
But the one of the things is they are customized.
Customized watches, yes.
Customized
So it's
watches.
more like for fashion.
Some-
Yeah, it has that fashion sense. So now, if you go that way, Fred Amugi, the way he dresses and all that, can he represent them well? And I think yes. When you look at some of his movies, how he dresses and all that, I think he can. But is he going to benefit, like, financially from this deal? And they are not giving much in that direction, and it's a cause to worry, because he wasn't saying that just put me on billboard for nothing. His wish was, let me be a brand ambassador, and I think he was saying it in the context of he will also benefit financially. And so the caveman should come out with more details for us to be sure that this is a business deal, but not just helping somebody for his wish to come true.
Okay, Ro, you can take this one too.
Whenever someone wins or loses, to me, it is an opportunity for me to learn. And this is obviously one of them. So when Uncle Fred came to announce his wish, I was just asking.
Derek Mary.
I was just asking myself, okay, we all know and can attest to the fact that there are so many people who can make such requests, like people of Uncle Fred's caliber or position, who can make such requests and they wouldn't get anybody to come to them. So what are the things that Uncle Fred has done throughout his career? How has he positioned his brand? What kind of stains or how do you call it, sparkles are on his brand for him to be able to attract such a deal? Which is why people should also learn that, okay, as much as you are a brand now, probably you would be like you are in your prime. It is also your responsibility to keep your brand as good as possible, because there may come a time that you wouldn't be attracting things like that, but rather you will be requesting for it, or if not even begging for it,
and your goodwill would have to come
to play here. So these are some of the things that makes me happy whenever when I saw the photos and the videos online of Caveman Watches granting his request. And I also share the same sentiment as to the benefits that comes with it, because this is a business deal. But then to me, I feel we can't hold Caveman so much to it to either even come and disclose whatever is in the deal. Besides, these are two, if not two entities or two brands, these are two adults coming into an agreement. And we know on the business table, business is not for the poor. It is about whatever you benefit and what I also benefit. And whatever you benefit can be okay or not okay to you, depending on how you negotiate. So if you come with a cup in hand, that is how you would go. If you come, somebody can throw out the request like Uncle Fred did, but you approach the person and you realize, hey, Nipani may be rough. Oh yes. So in that sense, I wouldn't want to only hold the company to it, because they, like you said, they've seen an opportunity. They are a business entity, and they've seen an opportunity. Any business, and they are being smart about it. Any business mind, I'm sure it is not only Caveman. I'm sure other companies would try to make an approach, but the time now Caveman for the buy and probably would make others hold on a bit and just steady their
atmosphere. They were very smart with
exactly. So all these things you can't hold caveman so much to it, because this it is a business table. It is about what you benefit and what I also get from it. It is not a charity organization. So if something goes south, then know that, like we always say, if you know that somebody is being chopped and you look around and you don't find the person, know that you are the one that is
being chopped.
Yes, it is like that. So we are not, it is not as if we are praying that something goes south. In fact, it is our sincere prayer that whatever fruits that will come out of this partnership would be something that will even motivate other people to or other entities to even now be scouting for people of Fred Amugi's caliber, and also do not wait for them to lay a request, but rather approach them and also let these things grow in the system. So that has been our wish. But in all the same, baby, Nyankopon run the fried rice, no bonsam by the 20 money, so if it should go south, I wouldn't want us to only hold the company to it, because it is not as if they are solely taking advantage of Uncle Fred Amugi without his consent.
Okay.
This is something that he requested for it in the first place. They approached him, gave him whatever deal that they have. If he wasn't content with it, he had every right to say, I'm
not cool with it.
Yes, I don't like it. And they can't force him to sign a deal that he's not. Even if they persuade him, he would have to accept. You understand? So, and I have seen Uncle Fred Amugi on some productions. I've met him on some platforms, and I can say that he's not doing bad. He's okay. He's very well to do. Yeah. In fact, he's okay. But just that, as a human being, there are some of these things come to you and you would wish you would have them.
You grab
and
them.
It is one of them that. So I wouldn't even want to say that he has his mind so much keenly on strict benefit of how he's going to benefit from these things as well, but rather the exposure and something,
and the fulfillment.
Exactly, something that will just fulfill that wish for him is what he's looking for. So if it doesn't, even if they come to disclose the benefits that is in it, I'm sure we will still have people who would be at the background and still wouldn't be satisfied with the deal. But then to the person, that is his fulfillment. So he's okay. So let's just let them be. And let's pray for them that this becomes a very beautiful union, so that other people can
in the future as well.
Yeah.
Well, God bless Caveman Watches. God bless Fred Amugi. But I also want to reiterate that if there are some people who are around Fred Amugi who can even help him to market their product, or who can help him to sell, they should all go ahead to help him to sell, because one, the company, after realizing 1, 2, 3 years, nothing is coming, even if they planned to spend on you, they are not going to do it anymore. And I see their business as one of the hardest to sell in these times.
Yeah.
One of the hardest to sell in these times. Because now that everybody is looking for an Apple Watch where they can monitor their health status, they can monitor how active or slow they have been during the day. Such watches, and especially with the invention of phones, now watches are for fashion.
Yeah, purely fashion.
Now watches are for fashion, like and the down sakeke. That's why I put on watches. I don't want my hands to be idle.
No, baby.
No, baby. No, I represent me inside field.
Cassie,
Roland just said the customer.
Anything soon, by
time we did
time in your correct. 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 I will show you so. Forget. I was okay.
About 235.
Oh boy, my shaha.
You're correct.
No, I do it.
Time now, boy.
Time now, boy.
Mama will let the dear no, it's fine. It's fine. We know it's not easy to sell watches at this time.
Yeah.
In fact, that's why when the guy stole my watch, when the guys broke into my bag, because at this stage I won't spend money to buy a watch. I can only keep what I have for fashion sense. But say I'm going to take money, even 500 Ghana to buy a watch, and yeah, easy. Because when you have your phone. And now the phones even tell you the proper time. So yes, congrats to Uncle Fred Amugi. But we also pray that those who are really into this will come on board to help him sell. That is what we are looking for. Now, Kweku Flake has said something. I want to know how you guys understood him, and Chemo will help us because Chemo is from that side of town. Kweku Flake is talking about he breaking out even before the American wave. I don't know how true this is. Let's go to 3 Music Network where the statement was made, and we will come through to do the discussion. They said our video is not ready. It's not ready. Okay, then let's go watch it, because without a video we won't make sense with it. Without a video we won't make sense with it. They have to see the video before they can really discuss it. Without a video, it will make sense to it, because what he has said is what they are going to review, and that they will get the necessary wisdom out of it before they can do their commentaries on it. So if that is not ready and we can jump on to the next thing, we can jump on now. If it is ready, we can roll, but if it is not ready, let's jump on to something that is trending online at the moment. Here, Ghana versus South Africa, and I know that man like say we should move on to the next topic. Still on it. The video is ready. Okay, if the video is ready, then let's go watch it, and we'll come back to do the review.
Is there a reason why people don't mention Kumerica in the music like how you hear Tema say Saku say? Is there a reason why people don't mention Kumerica in the music like how you hear Tema say Saku say Tema to say Tema?
Okay, so Kumerica is all about Kumasi. When you say Kumerica, it means Kumasi. Yeah, it doesn't change anything from Kumasi.
But we don't hear it in the music. Like people don't mention, like to promote it, to talk about it.
Okay. I think me, I'm a musician, and I'm focusing on the global thing. So if the Kumerica thing is still there, it's cool. Yeah.
Do you think more artists will come out of this, considering the state that it is in now? Because you guys have major, huge.
I came before the Kumerican vibe. I would say I'm the pillar of the Kumerican vibe.
Hey!
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. No,
headline.
You know.
Headline.
He says Tell me something I don't know. Allow the guy talk your talk, bro. We listen.
Talk them all know, bro. Talk your age, bro. Say I be the pillar because I dropped money before the Kumerican vibe.
Yeah,
so I drove the attention to Kumasi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Take me back. Is there an element of truth to this?
Yeah, it was released before, but what I want to know is that was it actively tied, or was it just a hit song from Kumasi, or was it the beginning, or was it the predecessor to the Kumerican vibe?
It was a hit song it was a hit song from Kumasi, but it drew the attention to Kumasi. Yeah, so I think it was a big opportunity for everyone in Kumasi to
shine.
Yeah, to shine.
But that song is a jam, bro.
Yeah.
I think there were a number of them, not just Kweku Flake. I think the other two guys, what's their name?
Migos?
No. The guys who also had a tempo like yours. The ones we all thought were from America. They did the Uchiria Pase Ludu. What's the title of that song?
Dead People.
Dead people.
Dead
So I think
people.
it was dead people. There were a number of them that got our attention and then took us to Kumasi because apart from the drill, the choruses also got our attention. So they had us with their chorus and we're wondering where were these people coming from. And then they said, oh, they are Ghanaians, especially with the dead people. They said they are Ghanaians. And then at that time, the whole drill thing began to, what would they say?
Or descent.
Yeah,
Into the industry,
not emerge, but we began to accept it. So he's not just the only one, a number of them, but he also did very good for himself with the money.
I think he had a very commercial success. I think he had a very commercial success.
Yeah, he was all over the place, and even the dead people as well.
Otahunu was a very big song.
They were all over. That's the title of that song.
Otahunu.
So I think they were all booking shows.
Okay. So all those songs are before Kumerica.
Yeah. Proper, not before Kumerica, but proper acceptance of what they were doing
in Kumasi.
Yes.
So you see, that means
that's why
Portfolio and Co. Didn't give us the real detail. Yeah.
No, but to be fair, they weren't in Accra. Otahunu was very big in Accra. I don't know about Kumasi, but Otahunu was very big. So much so that they even had a remix where Kwame Eugene had one of the hardest lines in
there. But does it have to be where the song was successful?
That is why yesterday the conversation was very
where the song originated from.
Yesterday we were talking to them, asking them, should they go back to Kumasi or should they have been in Kumasi to feel the impact? And now we are talking about artists who had the American vibe and they were having hit songs with that American touch right here in Accra.
So clearly, what Flick is saying has certain
it may hold water.
Arguably that there was a certain massive attention from the song that drew people's attention back to, hey, there's something happening in the town. Let's go and check it out.
Okay, so like I said, let's go back to Chemo. Chemo knows the Ashanti entertainment story a little bit.
Yeah.
And let me ask him if Kweku Flake's assertion that he was him before the whole Kumerican vibe came and therefore he even added some hype to the Kumerican vibe. I don't know what Chemo would add to this. Chemo?
Yeah, it's true.
It's true, huh?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And again, Kumerican vibe wasn't really about the song or the songs coming from Kumasi. No, it was about the lifestyle. It was about behavior before the songs also came in. So even I think they missed it if they think that Kumerican was about the songs. No, it was about the lifestyle. It was about the vibe that came with it, not just the songs. And yes, indeed, Kweku Flake was way ahead of Kumerican vibe. Kumerican vibe, I think. What even blew it was about the guys, the group who did it. The way they were trying to behave, their behavior, the way they were talking.
The kind of culture they were
trying to, That's what brought about the Kumerican vibe. And then the musicians there took advantage of it. Started doing music and saying that this is coming from Kumerica, this is Kumerican music and all that. So there were musicians there who were doing their own thing at that time before Kumerican vibe. And then Kumerican vibe came in and I mean they were in, so they can't say that I'm not part of it. And at that time, because a lot of people who at that time thought that people want to just laugh at Kumasi people, also try to defend it in that way that we are all part of it, so to bring it on, that kind of thing. So it wasn't just about music, and
it
those
about
who
lifestyle.
It was about lifestyle and how
way of life,
yes, a way of life, and how they were trying to portray that this is us, this is how we do our things. That's Kumerican vibe, and it includes the music. That's it. And Kweku Flake is right. He started his thing way back before Kumerican vibe. Yeah.
See, Derek, do you have anything to say about what assertion Kweku Flake is making?
I think the whole panel now Montana or three music they got the whole conversation wrong. How? They got the whole conversation wrong because it's all Kumerica. Kumerican is a lifestyle. a culture be an person create. That's why you know we passport I Mahama free. Say my name America. Yeah, it was a lifestyle. What I say? Nina buy American passport.
Currency.
Yes.
American flag and
what I say?
She
said no American flag go green and black be a pokemon wire no. I that hono. Inti what's here artists be to say flake na need nkomo. I think say they needed to communicate and have a conversation about the genre Asakaa, but not Kumerica.
But once again, the Asakaa too, you cannot even say that was also the genre.
But I mean, they were trying to create a genre. Come to me, Pimco anymore. We create genre. Music is dynamic. After this, sir.
The Asakaa too had been there or has been there since.
Yeah.
They only brought it into the music thing.
Into the music
Asakaa
thing.
is the turning of the words.
The words, yes.
Aha.
And that's I mean, it was something and not yeah accepted. Well, in Tinaka was a como pushy, but we don't know what happened. People were trying to claim men are made by, and then everything went down. But one thing is say you cannot Kumerica and Kwakuflika every releasing money no. Answer and that Kumerican vibe no. 8 me about reason. Yeah, into no was started, you know, your per money did that or no was started. Eddie Hini, I was show busy industry, no musically, no, or started Hini. Into no Kasa, he's right.
Okay.
He's right. He started doing his own thing before the Asakaa boys. Even the friends say Kumerican vibe, the crap boy, buy Asakaa ni rebel, no. Still not sanction. Because they saw say he's on the field. A Juma now, you know, with the system, no, he's already in the system. He knows how to position things. The rest, I think he's right with whatever he's saying. Or start here and then you know, Asakaa boys and Nasa Kumerican vibe when say he because we have so many talents. If you that Kumerican vibe, no, buy baby. The likes of friends say Talk, Kofi Jama, Kwaku DMC, friends say J Bad, yeah. They all emerged from the American vibe in the film, that culture. No? And it was a plus to our entertainment or the music industry. Okay. And with that, you know, compare on Kwaku Flake, you know, what I say, Kwaku Flake ne start here, and then cry and we know the American vibe, and baby shame. And I think he has every right to say it. And then we all know, you know, because we check records now, Tama your per money buy, no, we all enjoy the per money very well. We all enjoy it before we realize say the American vibe is also in the system. And I think he has every right.
Will the vibe come back again?
With
the American vibe, the American wave, will it ever come back again?
That's I mean to not come back again because the Asakaa is dead. That's I mean Asakaa no wa. One thing is the moment I because Asakaa for.
What if Asakaa is dead?
Oh, that's I mean Asakaa is dead.
What do you mean by Asakaa is dead?
The artist na Asakaa no will be at it akodeda. And I see a jenna, na ye pesi a hodi. Na se wa okita mu jam na ujam. I don't know what are we holding? So the boys know the talent, the artists na omuya juman, omunya hit bi. Some people are claiming ownership of the jenna. Meanwhile, jenna nanga say nyinai, and we are claiming ownership. You have to come together to build it. Whilst you are coming together to build it, no be jina children to bobem. Into I don't the day no need split. What are we holding? What are we promoting? What are we pushing? Into a fan Asakaa, Jen and the brass and egu. And one thing to say, the moment I make Asakaa no, Kumerica ne to because the culture no, they created culture ne by no, they created a genre, a music out of the culture. The moment I make Asakaa no, oh Kumericans no, unya bomb unyum sisia, some American Kumericans no. So in as much as genre ne no, sa vibe Kumerica ne ebeyedin, you will hear people saying it, but to get a solid grounds, everything building that culture, and it will be very difficult for them to build that culture again because they got the public attention. Yeah, and momentum and using ye. A Kobani Sana, you spot everything, so it will be very difficult.
Okay, Ro, Kwaku Flake's assertion and your review.
He's made a very good assertion, and he's also in his comment has also pointed out the fact that American vibe is either dead or has gone down. Yes, which is why he wouldn't want anybody to even associate him with that vibe. Because everybody wants to associate himself with greatness. So if it is something that is on the low or it is dead, don't associate him with it, because at the end of the day, that's why he even tried to stamp on the fact that he started doing his thing before the American vibe blew.
Came up, yeah.
So that's what I drew from his assertion. But as to whether the vibe will come back again, to me, even if it will, I would want to give that chance about 20 to 30%, because of how petty they were in even collapsing it in the first place. Derek Kasanoka say, "Adia engine na more pray." But I am also thinking of the fact that okay, pet to Reg Rock too in with hip life. It is a yeje. You ni pume simple preko from the starter. Ochira ebe here and ya bet you who do pay. And in that sense, either you let it go, push it, then it becomes big. Then later, out of that, we trace it back to where it all started from. Then maybe we can find a place of origin for it. Or you try to drag it as early as it comes and you kill it. Because this is people's feelings, people's egos at play here, and people's opinions. And somebody would share his opinion, also back on there. The person would feel like, maybe you're right, or you're wrong. And in that sense, if you guys are not able to find a common ground, it will be very difficult. When you look at even American vibe, when it came up, and the people involved, the people fighting for it, and the kind of politics crowd who play in the crampono did not even help that thing. The kind of politics they were playing around it. You see, this is something that you are trying to sell to people. This is something you are trying to sell, if not the whole world, at least to the whole, like Ghana. And some part of Ghana are trying to give you some sort of feedback. We know feedbacks there. Oh, Tom, at the end of feedbacks, but you will be you take them, you sieve them, the ones that you feel it will help your brand, you just add it to it and you go. But you don't debunk it.
Everything. Okay.
You don't squash every feedback. That is what I think they did with that American thing. Because there were instances where people were even trying to suggest ways they can even sustain it. And they felt like, okay, we brought it. We are the originators. And we know it didn't just come out of thin air.
We worked for it.
We worked for it.
So we want to function with it the way we want.
And at the end of the day, you are not. So since you claim you brought it and you are doing it for yourself, chop up. That has been the downfall or the of the American vibe. That is why most of them now, I'm sure if you should also bring Kofi Diama here, Yautog here, whoever here, they will all tell you, oh, we started our music before American vibe. That is what they will all say. They will tell you, and you can't dispute it, because before the American vibe, they were doing their things. They were doing their things. Just that when the American vibe became huge, all of them got mixed up. Because it is lifestyle, music. Music is just one wing of the American vibe. It has its language and its even way of dressing, like the fashion.
The attitude.
Yeah.
Exactly. So all of them will tell you that, oh, we all started our thing before this thing came into existence. But let it resurrect right now. Rise to its peak like it was. And you see all of them running as if they are part of it.
Now I'm going to lay claim again.
Exactly. So this thing here, even if it will come back Rana, me, I don't have any hope for it. In fact, I don't.
Okay, thank you. Now to the very final one, which is the big one. Nasty C has been throwing salvos from South Africa. And he is throwing salvos at Sarkodie. What is the story? Let me give you a brief background of this story. Then we take it from there. So according to Nasty C, some years ago, he met Sarkodie, who is a rapper from Ghana. Someone that he's heard, someone that he was admiring or he liked, decided to just extend his hand for a handshake. And you know about the attitude, when he's in his hoodie and his hand is here, landlord. Forget you be a. Or maybe Obedi did not even see him. You know, Nasty C is very smallish.
Very smallish.
Very smallish. I think in this office.
I said strong man.
Like Richie or
I said strong man.
Yeah, so when you see him, you know, when you see him until maybe you see bodyguards around him, you don't see the style in him. You not see the style in him, like you not see the style in him because he is very small. So I'm sure Sarkodie saw him
very well. At that time or even now.
He was
at the time that he came here. He was really young.
And he was young. Yes, I think he was around.
No, but even now, crowd. The last video I saw, he's still looking smallish. Yeah, the last interview I'm watching.
Unless you know him very well.
Yeah, the last interview we are watching, the one we are even making a case of right now, he's still looking very smallish.
Very good.
Yeah. When you
strong man.
Strong man, yes. Our version of strong man. So Nasty is saying that when he saw Sarkodie, he saw like a colleague, a star, someone that he wants to share acquaintances with, exchange pleasantries with, but unfortunately, it did not go that way. Sarkodie decided not to even mind him. He wanted to give him a handshake. Oh, this is Nasty C, South Africa, one of South Africa's best rappers, but man did not mind him. So now, according to Nasty C, when that thing happened to him, he felt like, nah, this is something that has hurt me. In fact, in the interview, he's mentioned that he was hurt with that thing. Days rose by and Sarkodie slides into his DM asking for a feature. And he said he gave Sarkodie the response of being in an album mood. And see, when an artist is in an album mood, they don't want to do features because every verse counts. They don't want to go and give any verse to anybody because every small verse they will get, they want to put it on their own album. And now he's out there telling the world what happened some years ago and the fact that that pain is still in him. Along that, he also said that he respects Sarkodie. And he knows that Sarkodie has also done well for himself and his career. But I want us to look at this discussion from this angle. When it comes to celebrities, when it comes to meeting people, how should it be done so you don't ignore a potential person? Because one, this is not the first time we've heard stories like that. We've heard stories of artists or celebrities who have met people who were going to add some things to their lives. But when they saw them, you'll not even get closer. Later, they got to realize, oh, that company you wanted, that was the owner you just passed. Unless you also come showing, flaunting, and you also come with bodyguards, then, hey, honestly, you'll be. How would that happen? But Nasty C was in Ghana. I remember interviewing him at Xylophone FM then. I had a conversation with him. Let's go back, play a portion of that conversation. Then we come back to listen to what his problem is at the moment. Then we will continue with the convo. And again, he also talked about coming to Ghana, doing media rounds, the media asking whether he knew about Shatawale and the fact that his response was tweaked or was twisted by some media people in Ghana. And I'm sure in all these, guy has been keeping all this pain in him all this while. Wow, what meaning Ghana was that? I swear. Now, let's watch the videos. When we come back, I'll ask my people how celebrities can be out of guilt with these things. Watch it, I'll be back.
Have you been following our music award scheme, the one that invited you to come perform? Have you been following our music award scheme, the one that invited you to come perform?
The award scheme? No, I haven't really, but I got a chance to meet a lot of artists, and I got in studio with like 4 artists already.
Since you came here?
Yes.
And who are they? Who are these artists?
Kojo Q, Shaker, Kwesi Arthur. No, I haven't met Kwesi Arthur. I want to meet Kwesi Arthur.
You want to meet him?
Yeah, I was with Kwame Eugene. Last night I was with Stoneboy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last night you were with Stoneboy.
Yeah.
And you've done stuff with Kojo Q,
Shaker, and Kwame Arthur.
Kwame Eugene. Do you still want to do more?
Yeah.
Did you know about all these people?
Kwesi Arthur sent me 2 songs though, so I'm definitely doing that when I get home. But, you know, just to meet him. That's why I was saying the same thing about Stoneboy. I said I have to meet him before I leave. Now it's like with Kwesi, if I can arrange that for today, even if it's just like on the way to the airport. It's like, yeah.
I see. So does it mean that you knew about these people before you came to town?
I didn't really. I know about Stoneboy. I've always been a fan of Stoneboy. You know, I've always been following him.
Okay.
It's just like his energy, the way he's positive, helping people. I just like his mindset, man. We click.
Yeah. So, do you still want to do more, even with the few names you've mentioned so far? Do you still want to pick some great ones to do stuff with?
Yeah, Sarkodie.
Want to do with Sarkodie?
Yeah. I met Sarkodie, I think it was 2 years ago or a year ago at an award show in South Africa. But we didn't really get a chance to talk. It was like backstage rushing.
Okay.
Good enough for them to try to ride our way, right?
All right. And you mentioned a couple of works you want to do here. You want to be Stoneboy, whether it's musically or just the whole meetup. Have you heard of Shatawale?
I have heard the name. I haven't heard the music. I haven't seen. What is that? Is it a girl or is it a guy?
He's a guy. He's not a girl yet.
I've heard that I've been good enough for them to try to ride our way, right?
All right. And you mentioned a couple of works you want to do here. You want to be Stoneboy, whether it's musically or just the whole meetup. Have you heard of Shatawale?
I have heard the name. I haven't heard the music. I haven't seen. What is that? Is it a girl or is it a guy?
He's a guy. He's not a girl yet.
I've heard the name though, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the interview or media rounds Nasty C did here in Ghana whilst he had his short stay here. Now, let's push time forward to now, where in an interview or in a conversation, he mentioned some of these things, and interestingly, he's even put it on a song or on a record, as some people say. He's put on a record where he talked about meeting Sarkodie, trying to handshake Sarkodie, and Sarkodie ignoring him, and how he's feeling about the whole thing today. It's some way, and I'm still talking about how celebrities and the people around them, and how sometimes they are even likely to miss some of these small opportunities because they want to maintain their stardom even in public spaces. How are they going to do this? Let's watch this one. I'll be back.
You are live on the Touchdown 326, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest to ever do it. Yes.
Yeah. I be showing my religion, man.
It's the Touchdown 326.
Yeah. Look. I'll let it breathe. Yeah. Zulu man with some power. See, when I first met Sarkodie, he wouldn't shake my hand. Cool. I'm not too proud to say I'm still a fan, but I held a grudge and told myself to wait till I'm the man. I'll never give that man a verse, and boy did I stick to my plan. 2 requests over the years and I declined them both. Made up some dumb excuse like I'm in album mode. Looking back on that today, I was in coward mode. And besides, those 2 songs are either out or old. You see, this is the best way I know how to get stuff off my chest. I'm just a disappointed kid, it's nothing more or less. But now I'm over that. And he's got all my respect. If he asked me to do a verse again, it'll be my hardest one yet. Then I was out and I cried. Media run for my album is turning into a mess. If you tuned in, you could guess. They asked me if I knew Shatta. They said he's one of the best. My honest response ended up being twisted up by the press. He understood that, so there's really nothing there to address. But I thought I'd speak on it to put it to rest and show that man some respect. Got something else I gotta speak on next. I think it's time I take this back to the nest. It's been a couple requests. You know, I tried to squash that with A-Reese. Hard as it was to put my pride aside, I tried to make peace. It wasn't even no beef. That was petty spaghetti. 2 weeks later, I'm disrespected and regretted already. Couldn't even get on my line without bringing him up again. I end up saying up from then. Something that was nothing might really turn into something then. I don't even know why we beefing, dog, but it's up again. I'm down to go either way at this point. I'll leave it up to him. But I mess with 25 and I mess with Flame. And a lot of other dope artists that mess with him. But I be dumb as hell to ever put my trust in them. Yeah.
Oh, no, we did not.
And to my 2 niggas I told I ride with until our hearse is closed. I won't rap about you, it's too personal. Just know you niggas hurt me though. Yeah.
Oh,
Look, and you already said some words, and sadly, there's no reversing those. I just sunset my religion, man. Yeah, something like, you know.
All right, so video credit to Metro FM, obviously in South Africa. And this is the conversation in Ghana now. I've seen so many blogs doing reviews on this. I've seen so many websites writing it and all. But I'm still asking same question to my panel members. I'm putting same question to my panel members that how do we allow our celebrities sometimes to skip some of these opportunities because they're in public spaces? And again, to the people around them, can we blame someone? They didn't know him, and now look at the story. Because if they had known him, I'm sure they would say, oh, Sarkodie and Nasty C. The angles are plenty. Yeah. So I'm even asking myself right now that the people we work with, should we make them part of our industry so that when they go somewhere, they say, oh, this is Roland Amati. He is a pundit. He sits on several TV and radio platforms to discuss showbiz. So if he meets Sarkodie and he wants to extend a hand, I should be able to find a way out. Like, hey, command those. Derek, Sarkodie goofy and I say, I na goofy. Nasty C na the bofu ana.
Brother, I think I like the way Nasty C try ignite the beef with rap, because I said the general rap, of late, I said, our form. And with this, Sarkodie and me arise with another verse, not to they seem so much, but at least try to address issues being so. Say, be an AC, you know. I think, say, oh, yeah, Kibiti me, oh, yeah, Kibiti me arise the rap game, because yes, you know, he's put it into the music form and he's rapping. That's rap. Yeah. And take our advice, Sarkodie, to bring in his interest. Boy industry, so because one industry and also very strong, the South African music industry. Yeah, very strong. Yeah, and then Nasty C they can have tuaba. Na kawa tuako. See, we are seeing so automatically in the Ghana music industry is traveling across. A boy pa and take our advice Sarkodie. Or no soon to come, no address issue, no maybe or possibly. No no who say he's a Nasty C. But I'm moving forward. No, Rebecca said. There are some people, I think it's an old brand. You have some special identities also to me at the kind of brand. A band is a man easy recognition. And also another factor, a real Sarkodie and as a real Nasty C. Because the Nasty C, no, as Sarkodie no probably who no who is a young one. Of course, I call it being approach, but
the guy been says, even if Sarkodie thought he was just a fan, he still should have respected the fan. In fact, he said it in one of the convos. Maybe that video is not here. Yeah. He said that even if that Sarkodie thought he was just a fan, he could have still respected that. Oh, a fan wants to come closer.
And also the Okane and let's look at the security side of artists and our celebrities.
And also,
because when fan be as say bia you're planning and oba be and as or DBB you don't know, you don't have that idea. Into security side name so honum and you bia na as an artist so nama. That's the reason why so who say artist be a kubushua, you have security behind the person. Ye BM Chatawale ni show na security I will be no about security now some. At that very instance, not person engaging a fan, no, but security news who say a artist original stage. So Oba now attack artist now, the whole show no bet me floppy. And to I mean moving forward, they see who the security aspect of the artist. Maybe or possibly Sarkodie do no who say he's being guided by the security. And I was so on so born hobby, and you be no be interacted with. Ubia on said the name, when you panic said the name and so. Or interact with the person, then it's good to go. But one or the other, no say, or can say fan Asia where artists you have two options. It's either you respond or you ignore.
Exactly.
So responding, no, obia or person creating attention on at that very particular moment. Obi so one more time say maybe I make corner. That is the focus. I don't have time to be greeting people. I just have to move forward. Go to wherever I'm going. And you know, yet miss keep opportunities be sir. Nasty C, now Kopon Adam waiting working hard. Kawan working hard to that milestone, extra milestone, and I won't be crying because Sarkodie. I didn't say now I didn't say it. Into another sir, oh, when he says Sarkodie channel when channel was a motivation.
Yeah, I think he said it in the elephant there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a motivation. It was who said no, only papa me inspired, like he's been I'm inspiring to be him. Yeah, admire so much. Now the only day me could tell and one you miss there, then I need to work extra hard. That means me to reach you. And then why you Jumano now, Sarkodie mum tweet a message for a collabo. I always say this. There are some negative comments me find some motivational word.
And I have come to one. Negative comments.
Me find some motivational word.
Okay, who baby at the bell?
I'll not say Nasty C and find it very offensive. On a normal note, but I like the fact say what through that challenge, you know, Sarkodie responded. Or responded, yeah, they could be even a collaboration between them because what can say Nas have no album mood that went to me and maybe this is the space of when you in Sarkodie and so album them jams the more I think he's doing very well. Into uncapitalize it, I will not so no team pushing him. I bet him cry EPU. Okay, we are good to go.
Roll, quick one. Yeah, wrap it up.
That's I mean, Nasty C. You see, on a moral fight, sometimes I don't want us to be dragging moral fight so much because it is a fight that if they put you at the receiving end, you might even do worse. So sometimes when in recent times when artists, some up and coming artists even come to me and go like, and I was hitting this person for a verse, and I mean per verse if he's not minding me. I call him, he say he will get back to you, don't mind me. This person I'm not going to say, hey, take your time. Take your time.
Baby.
Because let's pray you get there. And if you find yourself in that position, you understand. Recently, Famille came to say that he had even taken other people's money. Some he even had to return them. And to him, when he was back then, he felt like these people were being arrogant, were just being hard on him. But he never realized that it was a new level, new devil kind of situation. Nasty, probably the time he met Sarkodie, he was very young. And for him to have held this still means that he's still not matured to me. Oh yes. Unless he wants to tell me that he's chasing clouds, then I'll understand. But if indeed this is what he's still, and I understand him because when Nasty blew, Sarkodie was on top. And in interviews, most of his interviews that I watched back then was the fact that he always mentions Sarkodie wherever he goes. So,
like he admired him.
I'm sure one of the things that would still keep this in his mind would be out of the fact that, you know, when Sarkodie released the No Pressure album, he featured Casper Nyovest on the Married to the Game track. So now, Sarkodie's focus on that album was to tap into some rappers on the African continent.
Okay.
And one of the rappers that has professed that, okay, he admires you and you are one of his mentors and idols, is Nasty C. You understand? And so people were looking forward to, okay, since you are good, Nasty C, you've been to Ghana, you've performed in Ghana, you've performed even on the same stage with Sarkodie at the VGMS and I think Afrimes or so. And so how come when man was looking for a South African rapper on his joint or in his album, he went rather for your rival and not you? So I'm sure these are some of the things that will still keep this encounter in Nasty's mind. which will make him not grow over it. But then, I think that it is still not a big issue. You see, this situation, me, I can't blame Sarkodie. We do it every day. People's names.
And you know, he titled the piece, he did no big deal.
Yes. This is no big deal. People's names and titles and whatever are not written on their foreheads. Not long ago, at Kweko Flex concert, wasn't there a fake black sheriff on stage? At what point did they realize he was fake? During the middle of the performance. That's when they even realized that it wasn't black sheriff. It happens to, it can happen to anybody, and you wouldn't see it. Security is one. 2 has to do with your purpose there. 3 has to do with the environmental situation, the atmosphere. Did the atmosphere cause for a handshake?
Was it a friendly one?
Was it a friendly atmosphere? Or was it hot? You know, sometimes at the last time Shatawale came here, it was a friendly mood until out of the blue somebody bashed in. You see, at that point, even if you want to take a picture with Shatawale that moment, no matter who you are, his concentration will never be on you. His concentration will never be on you because as at that point, his mind would even be somewhere else. So if you extend a handshake to somebody and the person did not reply, whilst you know you have no encounter, you've had no encounter with the person, you don't even know the reason why the person did not probably heed to whatever call you were trying to make, and you still harbor these things. And I think that, like he said, this is no big deal. He shouldn't. And I find it very interesting because Sarkodie once again just released the project and has been able to touch on other people, has been able to feature people from different countries. Now, I've been here that Ink Boy has an Egyptian background. So now, this is what Sarkodie is doing. And people are still questioning Nasty C as to why, up to date,
he still doesn't have anything.
He still doesn't have anything to do with Sarkodie. And I'm sure that is the reason why he would come
out today.
Yes, he's come out now to explain the reason why. So this and that, I extended this, he did not mind me, and I also declined him an album. And I want to also, but if you should ask me if Sarkodie will reply this, Sarkodie not good mind now. No.
Okay.
Forget it.
I have my own response that I'll be giving to Roland on Sammy Flex Speaks, so you guys should expect that as well on this particular topic, Sarkodie versus Nasty C. Yes, Chemo will come through. I'll hide it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I will be brief on this one. I think it's not a big deal. And Nasty C, I'm even surprised that he's going down the direction that he's going. One is good for business. I mean, he has made a song out of it, and he's a good rapper. I mean, good musician. So it's nice even listening to how he's delivering everything, fantastic. But there's no issue here. What is the issue?
No big deal.
No big deal at all. At that time, who was he? Like, what was his status then? So if let's use his logic. He said that even if it was just a fun, he should still extend the handshake or whatever. Yes, but before him, can he tell us how many fans that he ignored? So if he had greeted or do a handshake, hugs and all that about before about 20 or 30 people before you also try to get in there, what should he do? I mean, can he hug everybody if you were just a fan? So if you take that one out, if you were just a fan, then you as a fan, you should also understand that he can't do that with everybody. So if he couldn't greet you or handshake you or whatever, you should understand. Now you want Sarkodie to handshake all the fans or hug them. How come? Like, that is not possible. So let's take the fan thing out. So, okay, if you were a musician then, you had a status, Sarkodie will not ignore you. Because he has eyes for good things. He's a business guy. He wouldn't.
He's a
eyes for quality.
He will not ignore you if he knew you were the guy now as you are now. Now that you have a status, you will not even go alone. You also go with your team. And your team will approach him that Nasty wants to talk to you. And Sarkodie will do it. Even if not there will be an arrangement. Oh, Charlie, let's meet here and talk or something like that. At that time, you were nobody. Or like as compared to Sarkodie then. You didn't have a status to get audience when you talk or when you approach somebody. At this time, wherever you go as Nasty C, the doors will be open for you. Because now you are at that position. Yes. So why don't you want to understand that at that moment you couldn't have that privilege because you were not there? It's a privilege that you are in now. So if you use that thing as this is why I ignore or decline his album, it's not good enough for me. I mean, this time around you are there now. You have what it takes to be on his album. That's why he's now calling you. If you were still that guy that he met backstage, he wouldn't still come to you if you were still that person. So don't ignore your status now and feel like when you were like nobody. Yeah. It's two different stages. And nobody will win such an argument if you put it in that context. Now you are huge. You will get all the privileges. Now everybody is paying attention to you. And you are comparing it to how you were treated when you were nobody. And I think he should rather be praising Sarkodie because according to him, that was his motivation. In fact, one of his lines, he said that I said I will wait till I become a man.
Yeah.
So Okwawa admitted said that time you were nobody.
Yeah.
Now you have grown. Yes, you can share the story. Like this is what happened to me when I try to. In fact, you are not even sharing the story this way because you think now you can say it and nothing will happen to you. When he came to Ghana, in his interview, he said that I met Sarkodie on stage, but he was busy, we couldn't meet. Why are you now saying it the way you are saying it?
Yeah.
At that time, you couldn't say it because you still wanted to maybe do something with Sarkodie then. So you were not ready to say things that will make it look like you are disrespecting him or you are saying things for him to look bad. So at that point, you were a bit diplomatic. You said it in a way to be like, oh, you are even giving reasons why Sarkodie couldn't handshake you or meet you then. But now you are a man. Now you have arrived. Now you know that you are a guy. So now that you want us to know that Sarkodie ignored you when you were nobody. You will always be ignored when you are nobody. That's why as human
take it or leave it.
No, that's how human beings, that's how we are. Your level will dictate how people treat you. And you should just accept it.
And make it an effort to work hard.
Work hard to also get there. I mean, it should be a motivational thing for you. Always work hard to get to the top. Some people will say, no, treat everybody equal and all that. Yes, we understand that thing. People, we will try. I mean, nobody. Oh, high table.
High table. Maybe no more. Maybe go today. I saw them.
And such is life. Me, I think at any level that you are in right now, accept your fate. Keep pushing.
Exactly. But interestingly, even on Instagram, Sarkodie is still pushing numbers more than he is.
I mean,
Nasty C.
Right.
Nasty C became. I would not want to take his talent away from him because he is talented. But one thing that also gave Nasty C that global attention was the fact that he was even very young at that time, very, very young, and the things he was doing out of his talent was one of the things that got him that attention. So he was more or less, aside his talent, like a sensation. You understand? So, but Sarkodie is somebody that has matured in the game, cry even before Nasty C became Nasty C. You get it. So it was one of those things, and definitely Sarkodie would do. And Nasty C, when was the last time we even had Nasty C on the African continents like that? Come on, Casper has even been in the news for the past 2 years, even more than Nasty. You understand? Even if he's doing something in his country, it is still not known, because even recently, most of the songs or the sounds that have been traveling from South Africa to any part of the world has been Amapiano, and we've never seen an Amapiano joint from Nasty C. So that's what I'm saying. If it is clouds that he wants to chase, you just chop up like that.
I'll conclude by saying that yes, he can use this, he can take advantage of it and do what he is doing, but there's nothing here for us to say that there's a huge issue or there's a problem that we have to discuss. I mean, and Sarkodie, to me, I think he can also take advantage of it and respond, and it will. He will get listening ears.
I'll handle that. I'll handle that. Whether Sarkodie should respond or not, wait for it, because I'll be handling that on Sammy Flex Speaks with Roland Amate. In the absence of MC Berima, who is still recovering from sickness, I'll surely handle that particular angle of the discussion. Thank you, Intim Dodu Solomon. Thank you, Derek Money. Thank you, Roland Amate. Tomorrow, during the live edition of Showbiz Daily, we will do 100% review of Ghana versus Portugal. My name is Sammy Flex. Special thanks to Digital Rasta, Currency, Richie Flex, Yala PG, Gideon, Nilam Tessin, and special thanks to you for spending time with us. We will do this again and again and again. Thanks for watching. We are out of here. Bye.